Hello, just a short vlog. Well, I suppose it's short, I don't know yet, because I haven't recorded it, but I'm supposing it's going to be short. I don't have that much to talk about. I'm going to talk a bit about how to be relaxed at work, which works sometimes for me, and about how working extra unpaid hours is actually antisocial behaviour and you shouldn't do it. And also YouTube membership. Let's start with that one. YouTube has introduced a system whereby you can become a member of a channel. So you as a viewer would become a member, say, of my channel, and that would commit you to paying, I think it's £4.99 a month or something like that, or maybe it's dollars, I don't know. And you just pay that every month, hoping I keep making videos, right? So they're trying to copy things like Patreon and other places. I'm a member of Patreon and I have no patrons, so I get no income out of that. I'm also on Ko-fi, or Ko-fi, ko-fi.com, and I get the odd donation there. Like there you donate, like, say, £2.50 I think it is, whenever you feel like it. Buy me a coffee, as it were. So I'm at ko-fi.com/Alphatucana, because everything of mine is at Alphatucana. If YouTube ever deletes my channel, just look for Alphatucana somewhere else. I'll be there somewhere, and I'll try and upload the videos wherever. Or if I get fed up with YouTube, I might go elsewhere, I don't know. I'm fed up with Patreon, not only because I don't have any sponsors there or patrons, but because they're getting too thought policey. You know, I've noticed that they banned Sargon of Akkad, I think I've spoken about it before, for saying something which they claim is racist, but when you listen to the original, it wasn't. He was baiting racists, using racist terms. It's not quite the same thing, right? And anyway, the term he used was the name of a subculture, which happens to sound the same as a racist term, but it's spelt differently. But anyway, there's no dealing with idiots, basically, so I'm not going to say it. And also, Tommy Robinson has been banned. I know these are somewhat right-wing people, but he was banned over saying racist things in a video, so I went and watched the video in question, and it wasn't racist. He was talking about the fact that 16 people have been arrested over Islamic terrorism in Manchester over the past 2 years. This was the day after the arena bombing. And he was saying that in these houses are terrorists, is what he was saying. And that was taken to be, you know, telling people to go and burn down these houses or something. And it wasn't, of course. He was speaking in general terms. That's ridiculous. But what can you do? Anyway, I don't particularly support either of these people or their views, but I mean, if you're going to ban people, at least do it for proper reasons. Nothing that they've said is illegal either. And in the case of Sargon of Akkad, it wasn't even contrary to Patreon's terms of service, which is especially concerning because it's arbitrary. Anyway, they did it because PayPal made them do it, if you read between the lines. And it's interesting that the power comes from where the money goes, isn't it? If ever you wonder what's going on, follow the money. That's a truism, and it's true. Still. Anyway, YouTube has come up with a similar system called membership, and I looked at enabling it, but one of the conditions is that I must offer perks to members. But what if I don't want to offer perks to members? Why can't you just donate anyway because you like my videos? I thought maybe I can offer a no perk, but I read in the small print that the perks are going to be reviewed by YouTube staff, usually within 24 hours. And they'll decide whether they're okay or not. So I thought, a no perk for members, you get nothing. maybe it would pass, I don't know. I can try it, see what they say. What do you think? No perks for members? Or I could do something which applies to everybody and not just members, like make use of this green wall behind me and put some of my photos up or something instead of just having a plain green wall. Maybe I should do that anyway, I don't know. Maybe I should put up some of my gameplay videos in the background just to do something in the background while I'm talking. I don't know. What do you think? My sightseeing videos could be replicated here in part, some of them. I don't know. I mean, my video processing software can do this sort of thing. I haven't figured out how to do it, but I'm sure it can be done. So I don't know if a perk which applies also to non-members counts as a perk. But I don't really like the idea of providing perks to members. For one thing, it involves extra work. And I'm at work all week. When I get home, making one video is quite enough, actually. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, some things I could do, not necessarily just for members, but which would count as a YouTube perk. I might try a no perk or something, I don't know, but if you've got some ideas, something along the lines of not requiring much effort on my part, basically, might do. But in a way, perks for membership is YouTube trying to skew the system to make people feel like they're part of the channel, and yeah, this sort of thing, it does probably result in more money going through, because people like to feel a bit special and part of a crew, and special perks are a way of brainwashing them into believing that, or feeling it. But you can be part of the crew anyway, it seems to me. I mean, you can always buy me a coffee on ko-fi.com, right? ko-fi. It's not a big deal. I stick links below the video in the description there. Anyway, but I suppose it would be easier if it was in YouTube. But as I say, they insist on perks, and I don't really think that's what this channel, this commercialism thing, is not really what this channel's all about. Yeah. Fine, I want to make money, but I don't really want to be commercial about it. Working unpaid extra hours. A lot of people do extra work for their companies. They get some social gain out of it, possibly, because there are other people around, perhaps, or they've got nothing to go to, and it absorbs their attention instead of them being miserable and doing nothing somewhere else. But I say it's antisocial behaviour, and not just because you're not socialising elsewhere, but because you're undermining the system. The capitalist system is supposed to be based on the idea that people work and they get paid for it. If you are giving your work for free, you're reducing your wage rate, and you're reducing the wage rate for other people, importantly, because you're doing work that perhaps should be done by someone else, because they should hire somebody to do it if there isn't enough time in the day. So you're undermining other people's jobs, undermining wage rates, and you're undermining the way the capitalist system is supposed to work. You're allowing exploitation and exploitative people to run businesses. So it's all wrong. I've always felt it was bad manners to go into work early or leave late. I get there on time within 5 minutes, and I leave on time within 5 minutes. If I'm in the middle of something, I might finish it off, maybe, if it's, urgent or important or something like that. But really, I try to leave on the dot most of the time. I'm being paid, I've got a contract for a specific number of hours, and I should keep to the terms of the contract. If the company wants to pay me overtime, they can offer it. And I can say yes or no. If there are not enough people to do the work, the company has to decide whether the work needs to be done at all. And if so, they better figure out how to do it. Not my responsibility. So yeah, I'm against people working late without extra pay. If you're an anti-capitalist, I trust you never will work late. The best way to undermine the system is to follow it. Right? I think that's a Marxist view. Just do what capitalism says, it will destroy itself in the end. It is, of course, destroying the environment, the natural world, with its massive overproduction for us, and in the rich world, in the rich West. Of course, socialism was even worse for the environment, although it wasn't an issue in people's minds then. Nevertheless, it was much worse for the natural world. In places like Russia and China, they were much more happy to pollute when they didn't care about people, or the natural world indeed. In the West, what happened is it was very bad at first, but improvements were made, because despite the greed inherent in human nature and the system, there is some caring about quality of life. So it's better as a system, but it's still not that good, and it is still wrecking the environment. We are committing ecocide. I saw a nice thing today. Somebody was saying, okay, it's like 2 minutes to midnight. We're being told it's 2 minutes to midnight for the natural world. One comedian said that it's actually, we've got 2 sheets of toilet paper left. That's what it means. That's how important it is that we fix the environment, right? You might say 2 bars of soap left, I don't know. But we have to do something, of course. Reducing consumption is crucial, as I've pointed out in other videos. It's hard for us in the West to reduce consumption that much. Reducing population is important. Fewer children per family would be ideal. That's going to happen worldwide over the course of the next century, but by then a lot of the eco-destruction will have happened, and it might take thousands of years to reverse that. Although we can probably intervene manually and improve things, still, it's a lot of work which we wouldn't need to do if we got it right in the first place. We're probably not going to get it right in the first place. But people like Greta Thunberg are putting good effort into making us change. That's the Swedish girl who's organising the school strikes. Or semi-organising, it's not really organised. She's doing it and other people are following. And she's been voted Woman of the Year in Sweden as well, which is nice. We just now have to stop committing ecocide. But I see signs of neglect everywhere. Litter, people in McDonald's not taking their tray to the bins, and when they do, they don't use the recycle slots properly. It's pathetic, really. Dumb animals. That's what we're dealing with, I think. Now the other thing was, how to be less stressed at work. One way. It works for me anyway. It's kind of, I can't do it all the time, but mostly it's a kind of non-attachment or literally not caring. It's not quite the same thing. Non-attachment is where you don't attach your success or failure at work to your ego. So if it goes well, you don't puff yourself up and think, hey, I'm great because I'm doing stuff properly. And if it goes badly, you don't think, oh my god, this is the end of the world, I'm such an idiot. You just go by, you just let it happen, basically, and don't attach yourself to it at all, your fake, false self. And I notice when I am in this relaxed state, and even sometimes when I'm not quite, the solutions come by themselves. Well, they do anyway, because I don't know how I fix things. I just do, right? Okay, I have experience and I've got some knowledge, but some user will call up and say, this isn't working, and I'll go there and it'll either fix itself, or I'll click a few things and notice that something's wrong, and oh yeah, there it is, bosh, sorted. But funnily enough, quite often I will see something, and later the same day it turns out to be the solution to a problem I've never seen before. It's like the answer's been given to me, and I've noted it, and then I find it's actually the answer to a problem. So, for example, where I am now, I was new at the company at the time, and I didn't know some of these things, and somebody was connecting to a video conference and logging into a server, and I happened to notice he demonstrated what he was doing, and I saw the server name and stuff like that. Then he got to wherever his problem was and I fixed that. Okay. Then later that day there was another user who couldn't connect to the video conference at all, and because I had seen the server name earlier, I saw that it was wrong, so I corrected it and off he went. It's like it's being presented in advance. If you're in a relaxed state, I think you could spot these things. It's a simple example. It's happened in lots of more complicated cases. It's almost as if it's being handed to me on a plate for some reason. I'm just there to sort of lubricate the wheels, which is what IT support is, really. Yeah. So I've kind of learned to be relaxed about it because A, I feel better, and B, the solutions, on the whole, they just happen. And if it's not something that I can solve, there's another team that will look into it eventually. So there may be a lot of work to do, and there is. And that's especially important when it's busy, to leave on time and not arrive early, as I mentioned, because that's what the contract says. If they want more, they can pay for it, and the big companies that I support can definitely afford it. So it's up to them. I think that's it for today. Yeah. Okay. Bye for now.